Hi everyone, I am Vinoth Kumar, PGPBM student from IIM Trichy. Through this video, I am going to take you all through a very important subject, creating employment opportunity in a manufacturing sector. Let me explain you the two important reasons for addressing this issue. First, why creating employment is important for a country like India. It's mainly to improve the standard of living of our fellow citizens by addressing the unemployment, which is a key economic issue, especially during this pandemic time. India's unemployment rate is ranging at around 5% for past several years. Is it an alarming rate? Certainly no. Even developed nations have unemployment rate as high as 7 to 8%. Still, it is very important for India because we are adding approximately 5 million of people in the labor force every year. Second, why manufacturing sector is very important in employment generation. Generally, the manufacturing sector's value chain is too long. By establishing a manufacturing unit, we can generate employment directly as well as indirectly across the value chain. For example, an automobile industry can generate minimum 10-fold of its employment size through their suppliers and associates. So, focusing on manufacturing sector will generate employment opportunity to a larger extent. Also, the per capita income in a manufacturing industry is comparatively high that will improve the standard of living of our fellow citizens. But it is unfortunate to see the contribution of this sector to our GDP is continuously dropping, and now it is as low as 13.7% to our overall GDP. So, it is all the more important to focus on this sector not only for the employment generation point of view but also to boost the country's GDP. Next, having said that, what should be our strategy on generating employment opportunity in this sector? Are we going to project ourselves as a low-cost labor and attract foreign investments? Certainly, we should not do that because it will not give us a sustained competitive advantage. Developed nation will exploit our human capital till such time they stay in the bracket, that means we stay in the bracket of cheap labor. Once we start improving our per capita income, then they will shift their focus to the next low cost countries like Vietnam, Indonesia to satisfy their import needs. So, such low cost strategy in generating employment opportunity will not give sustained competitive advantage. So, our challenge lies in creating employment opportunity through overall competitive advantage rather than projecting ourselves as a low-cost labor. Let us see how India is placed in the global economy. India is the third largest marketplace in the world next to China and USA. This throws us more opportunity for industries. Through self-reliance, we can improve our GDP and also generate employment opportunities. India is also having a good record of merchandise export in areas like automobile and machine tools and so on. This gives an opportunity to take our export to the next level. But in actual scenario, domestic industries are mostly served by import products compared to the local ones. Let me explain the manufacturing sector economic status through machinery industry, which is a key contributor to the manufacturing sector. They produce machines for various industrial applications. Machinery industries attracted me because it is one of the main sector that contributes for the trade deficit in manufacturing. India is ranked among the top 10 countries in supplying the global machinery demands, but its manufacturing share is as low as 1.6% compared to others. Even though India is ranked as a number 2 in export of the machineries among the emerging economies, our imports are much higher compared to the exports. As per the year 2017 data, India's merchandise trade deficit in the machinery industry is amounting to as large as 119 billion US dollar. Now, let's see who are all the top players in this field and where we lag compared to those countries. The data shows that more than 65% demand of the global needs are served by four major countries like China, USA, Japan and Germany. This situation is not only for machinery industry but across various manufacturing sectors. If we address the key reasons for this setback, we can not only generate employment opportunity but can also boost the country's GDP. Of course, all the efforts will finally result in improving the living standard of our Indian citizens. Now let us go to the main part of this presentation, that is addressing the key question, how to generate employment opportunity in a manufacturing sector. India has done enough economic reforms and liberalization to attract the foreign investment and also done enough incentive schemes for domestic players. Still, we are not able to do well because we are not addressing the sector specific issues to neutralize the trade deficit and generate employment. The demand is increasing, but domestic manufacturers are not able to keep up the demand. This leads to the dependency on imports. India is among the top 10 exporter of the machineries, but our imports surpasses exports even though domestic market is giving a significant opportunity in economies of scale. Now let's see the key reason for this setback. First, Indian machine industry is lagging on the trade specialization index, which we call as the TSI. This ranges from +1 to -1. +1 is complete specialization and -1 is no specialization. A survey of 642 machinery products, India has negative TSI in 473 products. This clearly shows that we lack specialization, hence we lose competitiveness in the global market. Second, MSMEs, medium small enterprises, are the key contributors in the value chain of the machine industries. Indian MSMEs lacks in core capabilities, also in adopting the new technology and in performing research and development activities. This is a key factor for losing the competitiveness. Third, Indian manufacturers are not reliable in meeting the quality and delivery requirements to the global standard. Also, their capabilities is inadequate in operating in a very poor ecosystem. Then, how are we going to overcome these challenges and generate employment opportunity through this sector? The first and foremost thing to address is curtailing the protectionary measures. The various measures taken by the government to protect the domestic industries like minimum import price, anti-dumping duty and safeguard duty hurts the competitiveness of the machinery industries. Hence, such restrictive trade practice to be avoided to keep the industry competitive. Next, government to support on redefining the investment cap for MSMEs. In the machinery sector, a majority of the operational units are MSMEs. Low operational scale and low technology oriented MSMEs is the major constraint for the growth of this machinery sector. Since the manufacturing operation in the machinery sectors are capital intensive, investment ceiling of the MSMEs need to be raised at least by benchmarking the other countries. The other areas to address are introducing the new product lines, promotion of the intelligent manufacturing system, strategic acquisition for technology upgradation, financing for machinery exports need to be focused more. Through all these above measures and sector focused approach, we will help in generating employment opportunity in manufacturing industry and we can able to boost the country's GDP. With this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you all.